It's Wolf, and it's a stream. Hang on, sorry. I just knocked like half of my setup off my desk. Give me 1 second. If I put the stream deck on top of the capture card to weigh down the capture card. There we go. I don't even use my stream deck for streaming, actually. I don't even know why I haven't plugged in right now. I use it for video editing. I have some shortcuts mapped to it, which actually works really well for me. I used to have one of those gaming mice that had like 15 buttons on the side, and I used to use that for editing, because really most of my editing is just cut, delete, cut, delete, cut, delete. So I only need like 2 buttons, and I was like, maybe I should get another mouse like that. And then I ended up seeing, when I was still working at my old job, I saw the Stream Deck Mini, I think is what I have. And I was like, you know what? That would actually work better. And then if my mouse broke, wouldn't have to replace the whole mouse like I did last time. So yeah, I've actually got that set up for editing video and audio, but not for actually streaming. Anyway, Gran Turismo 7. Let me make sure everything is all set up. Yeah, everything looks good. Okay, that actually set up easier than I kind of thought it would. I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 a lot, actually. Just throughout time. I didn't even realize how long it's been since this game originally came out. It's been a while. But yeah, I've been playing this game for like a long time. I remember, I think I bought it whatever Black Friday was, the Black Friday closest to when it came out. And I've been playing it on and off since then, but I've been playing it quite a bit lately just because, like, I don't have a job. And also, I've been looking forward to... Oh, I had to change my tires on here. That's why. It's all messed up. There we go. I'm looking forward to Forza Horizon 6 coming out on Tuesday, though. I know that it's already out in like early access for people who pre-ordered certain editions of it or whatever, but I didn't. I did pre-order it though. For my birthday a couple weeks ago, my girlfriend had sent me a couple of gift cards, and one of them was a Best Buy gift card, and I used that to pre-order partially to pre-order Forza Horizon 6. I think it's looking like it'll be a really fun game. The only thing is, like, I just don't know how Japan will work as a setting. I know that like everybody's been giving it really positive reviews and everything so far. I just feel like Japan, I don't know, maybe we just don't know enough about Japan compared to like the US and Europe and Australia and the other games. One of the things with Forza Horizon games is usually there's like a lot of wide open space to just kind of fling your car through. And I don't know. I just don't really think of that when I think of Japan. But I will see. All I've heard so far is good things about it. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Hopefully on Tuesday. I pre-ordered it online, so like I've actually got to wait for it to show up at my house. I'm not gonna go pick it up. I did that because I've heard before that of all the like major game retailers, that Best Buy is the one that has a tendency to sometimes send games early. And when I pre-ordered, I actually ordered Mind's Eye from them a while back. I knew it was going to be bad, but I just wanted to play it. And that got delivered on the day it came out, but pretty late in the day, which kind of annoyed me a little bit. But I mean, it's not like it's Best Buy's fault, really. It's always awkward, I guess, like if you're a business trying to figure out what the best time to ship a game pre-order is, because you don't really want to break street date, because like then... Like, I mean, I don't think it's like illegal, but then like, you know, distributors aren't going to want to send you stuff so much because you might break street date. But we'll see. Maybe it'll get here Monday. Maybe it'll get here Tuesday. Maybe it'll get here later. I hope not. But I might stream it when I get it. I know that like it's already been streamed and stuff a lot because of the early access thing. But we'll see. The thing is, like, I've not streamed in half a month or like 3 weeks, maybe even now, just because I've actually been kind of busy. Also, hang on, I gotta turn my analytics on. There we go. Okay, did I change the size of that window? That's weird. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I've been pretty busy though with a whole handful of things, which is part of why I wanted to do stream tonight. Which actually, crap, I have to unlist a video also. I need to make a video public that I have worked on that's finished. I'll talk about that in a minute though. But yeah, I've been pretty busy. There's been a lot of real life stuff that I've been working on. Not anything too crazy. Just like a lot of chores as always. But like today in particular actually was a pretty busy day for me. I had to get my car's oil changed. I had to do some other stuff. So it was a busy day. I had to drive quite a ways today. Um, but I guess the main thing, I was like ill. I guess I don't know exactly what the issue was, but last weekend I had like kind of a bad headache for like a few days and a stomach ache for a few days, and um I had a bad stomach ache and headache for a few days, and I wasn't really sure if I was sick or not because that's happened to me before. And then like the thing is like I don't usually get like a runny nose or whatever with it though. So it's like, am I sick? Do I have food poisoning? I talked about it before that I thought I maybe had food poisoning before, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it's happened like 3 times now where I've had it where I've gotten like a headache and a stomach ache, and so I went to see my doctor about it also because like my insurance finally kicked in now. Thank goodness for the healthcare marketplace. Went to see my doctor about it, and he said that he doesn't really think it's anything too concerning, given that like my motor functions are all right and everything, and that I've never really had any issues other than the thing that happened a while ago where I I thought I was maybe having a stroke. But so it turns out he was saying that actually, I guess at my age, which is late 20s, migraine disorders can start to show up, which kind of sucks. So he said that there's a possibility that I might have a migraine disorder. So he didn't well, he prescribed me an anti-nausea medication, and he said that he asked. It was funny. He asked if I had ever taken like Tylenol or anything for my headaches, and I was like, no. He was like, maybe try that. um, so yeah. So that's what happened. Um, I actually tried Tylenol for the first time the other day, and that was incredible. That stuff is awesome. Which I know is kind of a weird sentence, but yeah, I've just never really taken Tylenol, ibuprofen, Advil, anything for like anything really. I take allergy medication sometimes, but I guess like growing up, I don't know, I just never did, and so I just never really think to. But after the suggestion by my doctor to maybe do that, I did the other day. I kind of felt like I was maybe getting a headache and an upset stomach, and so I took that Tylenol and I took the anti-nausea medication that I got, and it cleared up right away, which was awesome, and stayed gone. Like I was a little worried after the 6 hours or whatever that Tylenol lasts that it would come back, but nope, stayed gone. So that was good. I think it's honestly, I think it's a stress thing. I think that like I get stressed out sometimes, and then I get a headache from that, and then having the headache makes me more stressed out, so then the headache gets worse. So I think that's what that is. But anyway, so I'm kind of glad that I have something that I found that actually worked for that though, and hopefully I just don't get that anymore. But also I think I need to drink more water. I didn't realize, I've been looking into it a little more, like about like hydration. Man, you really are supposed to drink a lot of water in a day, especially as a guy. You're supposed to drink almost like 4 liters of water, I think, a day, which is like a lot. um, but yeah. Something else I've been doing also that I wanted to talk about on stream because it's been pretty fun. I started skateboarding. I think I mentioned that a while ago on the stream that I was wanting to maybe start skateboarding because, like, since I don't have a job right now, I have free time, and I've been wanting to be more active, wanting to try to lose some weight, get some more activity, and like I've been more into sports lately. I've been following some sports stuff. I found that I really enjoy badminton actually. Like at least like watching badminton. I'd probably like playing it too, but I don't really have anybody to play it with. But I was trying to think of like what sports can I do by myself, and snowboarding is kind of the one that comes to mind because I used to snowboard when I was younger, but I live in the south and it's not cold here, so we don't really get snow. Um, which thank goodness because I don't actually like the cold. But yeah, so I was like, well, maybe I'd try skateboarding. Like I already have a skateboard. I had tried it a little bit before, but never really got too into it. But yeah, so I just gave it a go. There's actually a really nice skate park, like one town over from where I live, so I've been going there. It's the only annoying thing is it's like just far enough to be annoying to have to drive to, but it's okay. The skate park itself is really nice. It has like it looks small, but it actually has almost everything you would want from a skate park, which is really cool. It actually has a really big bowl too, which I haven't really skated around too much because I don't know what I'm doing. But it's yeah, it's nice. And the other thing too is most of the times when I've been there, it's been empty, which is awesome. I had driven by it a few times before I actually started skateboarding, just to kind of get like a idea of where it was and if it was busy. Nobody was ever there the times that I went then. There's only been people there a few times that I went, and most of the times it's only been one other person, which is fine. The one day, a couple days ago, I went to go skateboarding, and there was like 10 people there though, which I don't know what the cause of that was, but it was way too busy, so I didn't get to go. But um, yeah, so I had started also with my Amazon, like I bought a like skateboard off of Amazon forever ago, just kind of a cheap, just generic skateboard. So not like the best quality, but like it worked. But one of the trucks on it ended up breaking. There's like I can't remember the exact term for it, but there's like a gasket in it that like broke. And I was like, I could probably just replace this one part, or could just replace the trucks on here. But if I actually want a skateboard, I should try to get like a nice skateboard. So I ended up finding out. Originally, I was gonna go to Zoomies because they're like the only place that I can think of that sells skateboard stuff. But I ended up finding out about a local skateboard shop. I mean, it's not local to me necessarily, but it's in the realm of places that I go. So I went. I was in the area that it's in the one day, and I stopped there, and I got pretty much all the parts except grip tape for a new skateboard. I still had to go to Zoomies to get the grip tape that I wanted, but it's got like a deck that's for like a local. I think local. It's a smaller brand, and I think it's a local brand. Um, and I didn't really know anything about it, but I looked them up, and apparently their decks are pretty nice, and it wasn't that expensive. So I got nice deck, and I got some wheels. I got hard, like large wheels because I don't really plan on doing that many flip tricks or anything, and I don't really plan on doing like skateboarding on the sidewalk or whatever. So like the hard large wheels kind of work well for that, I've heard. The only thing that I ended up kind of messing up, and not in a bad way though, was the trucks. I got this pair of trucks that I picked out just because I like the color of them mostly. The skate shop, the lady at the skate shop was really nice. I told her that like I kind of know how to skateboard, but this is my first time actually building a board. So like, what would you suggest? And so she actually suggested different trucks, but then I was like, well, I kind of like those ones though. And she was like, yeah, those will work. But long story short, I think I ended up accidentally picking out like a really like fancy pair of trucks, because they were kind of expensive. They were like almost 100. I think they were $100 alone for the trucks, both of them. But that being said, actually skating on those trucks is really nice. So I'm kind of glad that I mistakenly bought the really expensive ones because they are really nice. But yeah, I have a really cool board now. It's got like a black deck with just the name of the brand. It's got checkerboard grip tape. It's got multicolored wheels and orange trucks. And it looks kind of goofy, but I really like it, and it's really nice. So that's been cool to mess around with. This is a dirt race, I think it is. I'll come back to that one. There is a lot of races in Gran Turismo 7. I've finished a couple of the harder ones. I might actually try to do one of those in a minute. One of the like 10 lap like serious like need to pay attention to your gas and everything races. I actually didn't think I'd be that good at those, but turns out I am pretty okay at figuring out when to pit in order to win the race. So it's really not that hard to calculate, I guess. Just have to pit at a time. Just have to use the pits to your advantage to pit at a time when everybody else isn't pitting, and then hope that the people in front of you are going to have to pit at a bad time where you can just fly by them. Oh, and then I said I was going to talk about the video that I need to unlist. So I mentioned it a little bit before, and you might have even seen the video since it is just unlisted. It's not actually private or anything. You might have seen it if you've been on Game Banana's Infamous 2 page recently. So I made that video a while ago about Infamous 2's, well, just Infamous in general, all the interesting things that are in the Infamous games. And I talked a lot in that video about Infamous 2's user-generated content and how you can make missions, you could share missions online and stuff. Um, so I made that video, and in the process of making that video, I kind of realized, like, I kind of did some thinking. And so, long story short, Infamous 2, eventually those UGC servers are probably going to shut down. Um, they haven't shut down yet, which is a little surprising, but nice, just because that game is older, though. But um, eventually the servers are probably going to shut down, which will suck because Infamous 2 UGC is really fun to play and make and share and everything. And so I found a way to share UGC missions without needing the Infamous 2 servers, which it feels weird to say this out loud because I feel like I've talked about this a lot lately because I just have worked on there was a lot. This video is actually pretty complex because alongside making the video, I also wrote some guides on Game Banana and uploaded some stuff on Game Banana about how to get it all to work. But anyway, so long story short, Infamous 2's UGC actually still works offline, because you can make missions and then play your own missions because they're saved to your save file. So even if you're not online at all, you can still make UGC missions. And so long story short, since your UGC missions are saved within your save file, so far as I can tell, I haven't actually been able to fully test this yet, but I've sort of tested it and it worked. So far as I can tell, if you share your Infamous 2 save file with somebody else, then they can play the UGC missions that you've created. The only issue is just that you have to re-sign it to your own PlayStation account, or well, not to your PlayStation account, but just to your user that you have on your console. And that can be a little challenging, but I found a website that actually allows you to do that, because a lot of the guides and stuff that I saw about re-signing save files to different users had it where it was like you had to like either download software or you had to have like a modded PS3 or whatever. This website that I found, I've not really heard anybody talk about, I think, because it's in Japanese, but it works fine. It allows you to re-sign your save files to other users, and it's really easy to use. It's just, like I said, it's just in Japanese, so it's a little hard to follow, but it works. It works totally fine. So once I get done with the stream, assuming I remember, I will unlist that unlist that video, and you guys will be able to see that. If I forget tonight, I will definitely do it tomorrow. But yeah. In my adventures today, also, I finally found Need for Speed Carbon again. I think I talked about it on stream before, but I had a copy of Need for Speed Carbon that was just sitting around for a really pretty long time. It was just one of the mini games that I bought when I was working at my old job at that big game and other stuff store. And so it was sitting around, and then lately I've just been trying to play through some of the games that I owned and stuff. And so I played through Need for Speed Most Wanted, and then Carbon is actually a direct sequel to Most Wanted, which is a little surprising. There's not a ton of Need for Speed games that are direct sequels to each other, but so then I dug out my copy of Need for Speed Carbon. I was like, cool, okay, now I'll play Carbon. And it installed and everything, if I remember right, but it just like, or maybe it didn't even need to install. I don't know. I tried playing it, it showed up as Need for Speed Carbon, and then it just wouldn't load. And I tried a whole bunch of stuff to get it to work, and just nothing would work. So I had to kind of give up on it. And Carbon is not like a especially hard to find game, but a lot of retro game stores, you can't really look through their inventory online, which kind of sucks. I wish more places. I wish we had like an American version of CEX. That would be awesome. But so the only like store that you can really kind of do that with is GameStop, and none of the GameStops near me actually had Need for Speed Carbon. So I looked around at I looked at the website, and then I pretty much ended up realizing that where I was going today to get my car's oil changed, there was a GameStop about like half an hour away from there. And it was like half an hour out of my way, kind of. It was like in the opposite direction of the direction that I needed to go. But since I was going to be over that way anyway, and like I couldn't really think of any other reason that I would be over that way anytime soon, I was like, well, I might as well go see if I can actually get it today, because like I'm not going to be over there that much. It's a little far out of the way to go get the game, but then I don't have to worry about shipping or anything like that. So I went, and sure enough they had it. It was actually behind the counter though. They like had just gotten it, I think, and hadn't put it out yet. But it works fine. The copy that I bought works fine. Haven't really played it that much. Only kind of played a couple minutes of it. Not a couple minutes, like half an hour of it. But yeah, it's cool. Honestly, I didn't really like Most Wanted that much. I have heard that Carbon is shorter and a little bit less hard, so I think I will like Carbon more, but Most Wanted is one of those games that I felt kind of overstayed its welcome eventually. Uh, I don't mind when games have a lot of stuff in them, but I don't like games to be super, super long. I used to like it when I was younger, and like I didn't have as large of game collection or anything, but now that I'm an adult with like responsibilities and stuff, I like games that I can finish in like a few days. But yeah, so I've started playing that. I think that's going to be the next thing that I try to play through. I've played through quite a bit of stuff. In not even just since being done with my job, but just in general over the past, like, since the beginning of the year. I was trying to think. I played through Resident Evil Village finally. Um, it was okay. I didn't like it as much as I liked Resident Evil 7 though, actually. I'm not really a huge horror game fan, and I don't even remember why I got Resident Evil 7, but I remember actually being pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed Resident Evil 7. Um, but Resident Evil Village just wasn't really my thing. Resident Evil 7 felt more unique, whereas Village kind of felt like it just, like, all the whole thing about, like, being in an Eastern European village and, like, monsters and werewolves and stuff, it just felt like it really wasn't that unique. Whereas, like, fighting through mold monsters in a swamp in Resident Evil 7 felt a little bit more, like, cool. Um, Also, Village is kind of hard. But anyway, I played that. I also just recently remembered that I have the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Collection on Xbox Series X, and so I played through GTA 3, and that was cool. When I was younger, I played a lot of GTA 3, actually. I remember, I think GTA 3 was the first 3D Grand Theft Auto game I ever owned. And, funny enough, I didn't realize until playing through it again now, but when I was younger, I had actually almost finished the game. I was like one mission away from finishing it. So yeah, it was cool to finally see the ending of that. But GTA 3, it has a bit of a difficulty curve towards the end. It's a pretty straightforward game up until like the last like fifth of it, and then a lot of those missions kind of take a long time. You keep having to like drive between the islands, and then there's like stuff that just takes a while. And the last mission is actually pretty hard. By the time I got to the last mission, I hadn't used any cheat codes throughout the game, but by the time I got to the last mission, I was just like, man, I just want to finish the game. So I used the cheat code that gives you a tank and just kind of rolled through everything. So, but I'll probably play through Vice City and San Andreas at some point in the future. The only thing is, Vice City I don't think is horribly long. GTA 3 I actually finished like quicker than the usual like how long to beat statistics. But Vice City I think Vice City is about the same length or maybe longer. San Andreas though is a very long game. I even remember that when I was younger and I played a bit of it. So we'll see about San Andreas, but yeah. I've been hearing rumors that GTA 6's release dates and pre-orders and stuff are supposedly going to be happening on Monday. I guess Best Buy accidentally emailed some people about that, but I'm hesitant to believe that because Grand Theft Auto 6 has been kind of very secretive. I don't know. I think Rockstar is maybe smart to not show that much stuff, but also at the same point, I feel like by not really showing anything about Grand Theft Auto 6, they're letting people's expectations go a little bit crazy, and that's not really a good thing. I think this is going to maybe sound pessimistic a little bit, but I think Uh-oh. Is it gonna rain? I do have wet tires for this car, but I just don't... It's kind of a pain to have to stop and put them on. But it looks like it's just cloudy for now. Yeah, it looks like it's just cloudy, not actually rainy. Speaking of that, I need to stop on lap 7 to get fuel. Yeah, that should work, I think. Maybe lap 6. What was I saying though? Yeah, this is gonna sound maybe a little pessimistic, but I'm not too hopeful for Rockstar after GTA 6. I kind of have a suspicion that GTA 6, it's been so hyped up for so long that no matter what Rockstar does, I kind of think they're gonna lose money on it. Because like Grand Theft Auto 5, it's hard to really describe how much of a cultural phenomenon Grand Theft Auto 5 ended up being. Like, everybody kind of knew GTA 5 was going to be a big deal because GTA 4 was a really big deal. All of the Grand Theft Auto games have been pretty big deals. But Grand Theft Auto 5 in particular, like, it has really had staying power. Like, I think it's the second best-selling video game of all time, which is kind of crazy because I think the first best-selling game of all time is still Tetris. Like Minecraft might be up there. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 is not really a game that I ever would have expected to take that high of a place on the totem pole. And I just think that everybody is sort of expecting GTA 6 to be even better. And that's not always how it works out, you know? Sometimes stuff is like an enigma like that. But we'll see. But if the release date does get announced and pre-orders do open and the price isn't ridiculous, I kind of want to pre-order GTA 6 because I do sort of want to play it on release day. The thing is, just without having a job right now, I need to save up money and stuff, so I don't want to spend like a lot of money, especially if it really does end up being like even higher priced than normal. Then yeah, but you know, like I remember when GTA 5 came out, I was in middle school. And I remember, like, I really wanted to play it. Like, my parents had let me buy M-rated games before and stuff, but they were still kind of strict about it. And I remember I got it, and my mom was like, "You can't play it until you get your first midterm report," which is kind of like, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with that, but like that's pretty much like the midway report card at a lot of schools here in the U.S. So pretty much it like, it's usually, I think it's like 4 or 5 weeks into the year, and usually they do them like a couple times throughout the year, and it's like a report card. It tells you your grades and stuff and how you're doing. And my mom was like, "You have to, you know, show me your midterm before you can play GTA 5." And so I remember I got it, and I like ran home, and I think my mom was like still at work. I think I like called or texted her, and said, you know, "Hey, I got my midterm. I got all these grades. Like, can I play it?" And she was like, "Yeah." But then, funny enough, if I remember right, I actually was like going somewhere that day. Like I was going on like a trip that day or something. I think I was going to visit my dad, and so like I had to like, I only had like 30 minutes to play GTA 5, and then I had to wait. But I remember I played through like the intro mission, and I was just like, wow, this is the future of gaming. But a while ago I mentioned I've got that Infamous 2 video that I need to list, and so you guys can watch it and everything. I've got, I think, 2 more videos after that I've already finished. It was like a month ago. I kind of got on this kick over this one like set of days where I sort of cleared out all of the rest of the videos that were on my list of videos to make. I think there's like 1 or 2 that's left on there that I didn't make yet just because I can't make them right now for whatever reason. Like I need to wait for something to get done, or I need to like buy something else or whatever. But like all the stuff that I could finish right away, I just sat down and I recorded everything, and then I edited everything, and everything got all done. So I have, I think, 2 more videos to upload after the one that I have to relist, or just not even relist, but just initially list, I guess. And they're pretty cool. I guess I'll just tell you guys what they're about. So, one is about UB Funkies. It's not really anything too crazy, but UB Funkies, there's like some tools that people have created to be able to play it offline now. I think you might have been able to play UB Funkies offline even before, but I'm not totally sure. You might have had to been connected to the internet for it. But anyway, regardless, so there's some guides and stuff on that, but they're like all written. I haven't really seen any video guides on how to get UB Funkies working in like the current age. I have made a video guide on that, and you know, if I turn my fuel onto lean, will I be able to last 4 laps? I don't think so. No, it's better to just keep it on power and then take a pit stop. If I had had it on lean the entire time, I might have been able to finish this race without a pit stop. But anyway, what I was saying, so I've got that video. That one's not really anything too crazy, but I've got that one on the way. And then the other one was, oh, Bink swapping, Bink video swapping mods. It's something I've talked about before. Long story short, a lot of games that use Bink video, you can pretty easily swap out the video files in them. And that's not just for cutscenes and stuff, but also for like videos. It depends on how the game uses it, really. But some games use it, a lot of games use it for like videos that play on TV screens in the game, and some of them use it for like stuff on the pause menu. So it actually, you can do a lot with it, and it's pretty easy to do. So I made a video about that. Like I said, I've talked about it before. I've even kind of made videos about it before, but I've never made a proper tutorial on how to do it before. So I made, so I finally made a tutorial on it, and that'll be cool. After I get all of those uploaded, I don't really know what I'm going to work on next. I think I might take the pit stop now while I'm so far ahead. I think I want to work on some playthroughs, just because I've really noticed that Wolf's Long Plays genuinely is like kind of overtaking this channel, which is weird to say, but I was looking at it the one day. I mean, it's already got 112 subscribers, which it's not. Oh crap, I missed the pit lane. Okay, oh wait, is this the one with the weird pit lane? I think it is. Okay, well, I guess I will take my pit next go, or on this lap. But yeah, I gotta watch out for the pit lane on this one, because if I remember right, this is the one that has the pit lane really early. Okay. So for now, though, I need to get really far ahead, so that way nobody catches up with me while I'm in the pits. But what I was saying, Wolf's Long Plays has gained quite a few subscribers without me really doing anything. And also, I looked at the watch time for Wolf's Long Plays, and it's actually like almost equivalent in watch time to this channel, which is crazy. It makes sense because the videos on Wolf's Long Plays are so much longer, but that really caught me off guard. Like, long story short, I think I actually might be able to turn monetization on Wolf's Long Plays before I can on this channel. So I've got a whole handful of games that I've been meaning to do playthroughs of, and so I might do some of that. I had put out a poll a while ago about if people wanted me to still upload playthroughs and parts on this channel alongside the full things on Wolf's Long Plays, and I think it's like 4-1 right now, or 3-1 right now, that people still want me to upload the parts on this channel, so I'm still going to do that. But yeah, so keep an eye out. There might not be too many talking videos for a little while, just because, on it, for one, I went through my whole list of ideas, so I don't really have any ideas right now. And for two, I just kind of want to take a little break from them for a minute. That's not the pit lane. It takes a while to make those videos, and sometimes they just don't do that well, whereas with playthroughs, those are pretty easy to record and edit and everything, so... Okay, here comes the pit lane entrance. No, okay, this isn't the one that I was thinking of, but I don't need new tires. But this one has kind of a hidden pit. There's 19 races in this series also, which is a little bit crazy. All right, I need 3 laps of fuel. So I'll let it go to 3.5-ish. There we go. And that should be good enough to carry us through the end of the race. So now we just have to drive reasonably and not let ourselves get caught up. Also, I should mention my job search. So, I've I've been looking around at jobs. My mom and girlfriend are a little angry at how slow my job search has kind of been starting, but I have applied to one job. I've been looking at a lot of jobs. The issue is just like it's really hard to figure out kind of what I want to do. Just because like it's not like the first time I had to search for jobs where I didn't have any money, didn't have a car, kind of really needed to rush to find a job. Um, like I have a car, I have some money saved up. I'm not in like I'm still in a rush to find a job, but I'm not like desperately rushing to find a job like I needed to before. Um, and it's just it's tough to figure out because it's like when I had that job that was going to be like a government job that was kind of a normal 9 to 5 for a while, and I realized how quickly that just does not like I'm not built for that. It's made me realize like, well, dang, that kind of like I hated an office job that much. Like I don't really want to do an office job, but like it's like what is there, man? It's just so hard to look at jobs. The job market has been all screwed up for a while, but it's just it sucks that like I remember when I was a kid and in like middle school and stuff you'd have to do these projects about jobs or whatever, and they'd make you look at job websites or like websites for companies you like and like look at jobs that they had listed and stuff. And I just remember like being a little kid and looking at job websites for like video game companies and stuff like that and finding all sorts of cool stuff, and it's just like there is just nothing, man. You look at like some big companies and stuff and they're just their career pages are just empty. And that's not even like including like local businesses and stuff. I really enjoy like the radio stuff that I did in college, so I've tried to look at radio jobs and stuff before, a couple times at different radio stations in my area, and there's just nothing, man. There is nothing posted ever. And the thing is, like, I even remember looking a little bit preemptively when I was still in college, like looking at radio station jobs and stuff, and finding them. And ever since the pandemic, though, dude, they have just completely disappeared. Um, it sucks. In particular, this is one that actually kind of annoys me a little bit. It wasn't a radio thing, but it was a public access television channel that it's kind of local, but not like right next door, but pretty much they used to have internships, and I remember I sent in an application for an internship before the pandemic started. It was like a couple weeks before everything shut down with COVID. It was kind of like right when I think I had sent it like right when cases were first starting getting reported in the US and people were still not that worried about it. um I remember sending in an application for this internship thing, and then the pandemic happened, and I remember it was like couple days into everything shutting down that I got this email from one of the people at the public access TV station. It was kind of an email I think to everybody, and they were like, due to the pandemic we are currently suspending internships, we apologize for any inconvenience, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, that makes sense, whatever. Like the pandemic was happening, it was crazy, nobody really knew what was going on, everybody kind of needed to stay apart from each other, so it wasn't that surprising that they did that. But the thing is, it's been 6 years now since that, and they still never opened up the internships again. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous, I think. But I don't know, there's also a part of me that's tempted to try to do something like, I don't know, out there. I talked a little bit before on stream about like how I thought about maybe I should try to start some sort of business, like look into some business ideas, because the area I live in is pretty conducive to small businesses in some ways. There's a lot of them that fail, but there's a lot of them that are pretty successful. So it's kind of it can really work or it can really not work here. But I've thought about that, but also like I don't know, I've thought about maybe trying to do stuff on like like freelance stuff, like voice stuff, audio editing, writing stuff, since that's what I went to school for. Um, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's hard to even figure out where to do that sometimes, because like every website you look at, like it's like Fiverr's got good reviews, but Fiverr's got bad reviews. Upwork's got good reviews, but Upwork's got bad reviews. You know? God, I thought I had more things to talk about on this stream, but I'm just completely they're just all escaping me. Um, yeah, I don't know. Well, speaking of racing games, and also I was talking about skateboarding in real life and stuff. I've been playing a little bit of the newer Skate of not Skate 4, but it is Skate 4. A little bit, just because I've been enjoying skateboarding in real life, and so I was like, I'll play it a little bit. And you know, Skate 4 is not like a horrible game. You can't complain too much since it is free to play, but I ended up playing over that one weekend where they had the free access to the Isle of Grom, and honestly, it frustrates me a little bit that Isle of Grom requires you to like buy a virtual boat ticket to go to, just because when I was playing on the Isle of Grom, it was so much better than the main map of San Vanalona. It was so much more fun to play on there, and it just kind of sucks that that's like locked away. Um, I really hope that they like open it up more in the future. Um, but yeah. Anyway, though, where was I going with that? I still think this is I don't know if I've talked about this on stream before, but I know I've talked about it with people in real life. I still think that one of the best video game ideas ever would be to combine. I think doesn't EA own Need for Speed and Skate? They if they combined Need for Speed and Skate, that would be such an awesome game. Um, Let me redo this one that I got second place on. I enjoy both of those games so much, and in real life, I feel like both of those things kind of go hand in hand. Like in real life, I feel so cool, even though I can barely skateboard still. I feel so cool pulling up to the skate park in like my muscle car, um, with my like custom skateboard and everything. Um, but yeah, I think that those two video game concepts would work really well together to have a skateboarding and racing game combined. I think that idea actually came to me in a dream one time. It was like I had this, yeah, it was in a dream. I had this dream where I was playing this game, and it was like a combo of Skate and of like Need for Speed. And I remember the intro of the game. It took place in kind of a desert city, like it took place in like a Las Vegas type place. In the intro of the game started with you were driving. I think in my dream it was like you started with like a Mitsubishi Lancer, and the beginning of the game, like you're driving towards this big city in the middle of the desert, and you end up your car gets into an accident, gets all smashed up, and so like, oh no, my car is gone. I gotta wait for it to get repaired slash make money to get it repaired. And so that was where the game started you out with skateboarding. So like after your car gets towed off, then you skate the rest of the way into the city, and then like the first part, and then that was kind of where the dream ended. But I remember like, the dream even had like the tutorial and stuff, and it was pretty much like the game started you out with skateboarding, and so like you had to do skate contests and stuff to save up money to like get a new car or to get your car fixed or whatever. And then once you did that, you could also do car stuff, and that was kind of the whole concept. I guess in some ways, Riders Republic sort of almost did that, because Riders Republic has like so many different sports in it, but there's not actual like motor sports in Riders Republic. But I think Riders Republic is really fun, by the way. If you haven't ever played it, I know it's a game that I think is kind of people forgotten about a little bit, but Riders Republic is awesome. Um, I need to pull it out sometime and play it again myself because I had so much fun with that game. It's just the only thing is Riders Republic. From what I remember, it's a little bit short. There wasn't like a ton of events in it. But that game is so cool. Yeah, so pretty much Riders Republic, but also add some motorsports in it. I guess like even Ubisoft then could do this idea because they have Riders Republic and the Crew. Riders Republic is very similar to the Crew. Riders Republic is almost just a non-motorized version of the Crew. Just combine both of those. I guess jumping back to jobs now though. The other thing too with job searching is like I just don't even know like if I like where exactly I want to live either too. Cuz like on the one hand I do like where I live already quite a bit, but at the same point I've complained about it here a lot too. I've complained about how there's a lot of weird people who've moved here and stuff. It's and I'm not going to get too into it cuz I don't really want to talk about like where I actually live specifically and everything and I don't want to get into politics and stuff, but there's been a lot of people who've moved here I think for political reasons and it's like people who've moved here for weird political reasons and problematic political reasons and stuff. And so running into people like that relatively often now is getting kind of annoying. But also like it's just the whole thing with like oversaturated job market, etc., etc. Like I like living here, but sometimes it's just like, man, you know. And then the weather here has sucked this year. I don't know what has happened to the weather here, but we used to have like really nice weather. At least what I considered really nice weather. It was hot, it was humid, it was perfect for me. That's the type of weather I thrive in. This year has been like the complete opposite. It has not rained really at all. It has finally started raining now. We've gotten rain like 3 times I think over the past few weeks. But we went for a while there with almost no rain. And then we're still in like some sort of drought, I think, where I live. Uh, dirt, dirt tires. But yeah, so that sucks. But then alongside that, um, no, I don't need snow tires. Alongside the lack of rain, it has been cold. It has still been cold. Like this is the latest I've seen it be cold here since I moved here. I think that it's finally supposed to be staying warm now, but it like today is literally the first like warm day with like a future outlook of warm days that we've had this year, which is crazy. I remember I think it was like 2 years ago. It was into late April that it was still cold out, but yeah, it's I've still been having to wear a sweatshirt and stuff in May in the South. like yeah, I don't that's annoying. So, we'll see. The other thing too is like I don't know. I really did enjoy like a lot of aspects about living in the UK, and I'm not necessarily saying I'd go back to the UK because it's actually pretty hard to immigrate to the UK. But I don't know. It would be nice to maybe try to explore somewhere else still or something. I've looked a little bit into like working holiday visas, which isn't really a perfect solution because it's still only a temporary thing, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Really like rally races. I wish Gran Turismo had more of these. Even though this one's kind of hard, I still have quite a few positions to take. And it's just one lap, although it's a pretty big lap. Really need to get a like Dirt Rally 2 sometime. I played Dirt 5. That was actually one of the first games I think I played through completely on PS5. Back when I had gotten my PS5. God, oh yeah, I remember. Whew, that's a pandemic memory right there. But Dirt 5, I remember playing that and really enjoying Dirt 5, even though it's not like. Oh, hang on. Wait, hang on. Sorry, my nose is running. I'll be right back. I have to go wipe my nose real quick. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, I'm back. Let me take that off of there. Okay. Um, yeah, Dirt 5, I really enjoyed it. And I think, I remember when I was in grad school, actually, we had a PS4 in our, like, common room in the dorm that I was living in. And some of my friends, the one day, I was a little annoyed they did it without me, but they went and they went to CEX and they got a bunch of video games for, I think, just PS4. No, wait, they might have gotten some Wii games. Actually, they might have bought a Wii in general. I don't remember, but I do remember. God, I remember they came back and they had this like handful of games, and I was like, "Oh, cool, you guys got games." And then it hit me. I was like, "Wait a minute, you went to CEX like without the one like hardcore gamer in this friend group?" But whatever. Anyway, one of the games I got was Dirt Rally 2 on PS4. I think it was Dirt Rally 2. It was one of the Dirt Rally games, and I played it a little bit, and it was fun. But I just haven't ever bought it myself. I think Dirt Rally 2 is still kind of expensive. Um, I don't know. That might be a game that might be better to get on PC actually, because I've seen some videos where people do like contests and stuff of Dirt Rally on PC, but we'll see. I don't know. Now that I don't work somewhere where I get a crazy game discount, it's kind of hard to justify game purchases sometimes. Oh, but I talked earlier about getting Need for Speed Carbon finally. That was not the only game I bought today. I also got I only got one other game, but I got another thing that was really useful too. So I was looking through alongside GameStop. I stopped at this one retro game store, like kind of like not like non-chain retro game store, and they have a pretty big section of disc only games, and I found some cool stuff in there before. I ended up finding Far Cry Vengeance, I think is what it was, on Wii, which I don't think I had ever even heard of. I knew that Far Cry, like the original Far Cry, had come out on like Xbox and stuff, but I didn't really ever hear about it coming out on Wii. But yeah, sure enough, apparently it did. So I bought that, and then I also got the 4.0 version of the PS2 online startup disc. Um, and so that's hopefully going to be useful in the future if I ever decide to play PS2 online. Just because PS2 you can still get online with, but you have to do like a one of those DNS things, and like the PS2 doesn't have a built-in Ethernet setup actually, so you have to use an online startup disk, or some games have the startup disk like included on the actual game disc, but it's kind of complicated, and so having that I think will make it easier because I think, let me look up real quick. I think that's the latest version of that startup disk. Hang on. Um, yeah, because I think the one that I had before was like 3.0, the one that came with my PS2. So the 4.0 one I think is the newest version. At least that's the version that I see here listed mostly. So hopefully that'll fix it, because it's weird. The PS2, like, when you set up your online settings, it actually saves it as a save file on your memory card. So yeah. Although I guess now that I think about it, Free McBoot also probably works for that stuff, and I do have a Free McBoot card now. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there because my mouth is dry, and I've run out of things to talk about, honestly. So I will see you guys in other stuff in the future. Um, I don't know the next time. Well, I said I might do a stream when I get Forza Horizon 6. We'll see. That's not a guarantee. But I've got some more videos coming out soon, so keep an eye out for those. Thanks for watching.